So this episode is going to be a bit different. We have a partner coming all the way from Switzerland, IBV. They are a consultancy software company, and they do a lot of work with Surface Hub. I need to find a Surface Hub.
He's already recording.
Yeah.
Here you go. You don't want to be in the video? Are you going to do a presentation?
No, it's just a story. It's quite simple, because if you are developing a universal Windows application and your application has something to do, or it can be used on an enterprise situation environment, let's suppose that this enterprise has the hub, so it's worth of having the right user interface for the hub and not having the iPad version of your application, right?
Your experiences, right?
How to do it? We was told that any application that was able to run on Windows 10 can also run on the Surface Hub, but this leads us to having some very bad comments from outside, because they was telling us that the Surface Hub was just a giant tablet, a giant iPad. And this is true, because imagine that, okay, you developer, you are developing something, it's like running, technically it works.
Like doing the calculation with there and having to press enter all the way here, it's a whole exercise.
Yes. You have to move yourself on this giant device that is...
It's an exercise, it's like you have to hit your fist.
Exactly. Why? Because technically it's okay. It can run, it can work if you want it. Maybe for some, in some cases it's also good. Most of the cases, this is a multi-user device, so you have to adjust your user interface to be able to allow multiple users to work at the same time. How to do it? It's simple. Just go back to the Surface table concept, to the Surface SDK, take the concept of the scatter view and the scatter view item that there was over there, and apply to it, of course. What you can reach is something like this. Then
this is Collaboard, this is your product.
This is Collaboard, and this is the UI, how the user experience, how we developed it, and this is the calc.
Right. So you can just give it to me, and I can just stay here, do the calculation, and say, hey, check that out.
While I'm doing something else, right?
While you can be typing, so we can both interact with this at the same time.
Right, exactly. How we did it? I just created a component out of the gesture recognizer for doing it, and I developed it with the mindset of other users that can adapt it and can use it in their actual application. So an advice for developer is that if you have your application on the store and your application can have been used in the enterprise, so that means on a Surface Hub, use it. You can go on GitHub, you can download it. It's a bit old. If you want, you can just ping me on Twitter. I will update it. I just didn't it because of laziness. Right, because we embedded in the Collaboard stuff.
It's not laziness, you're busy.
Yeah, maybe. So, by the way, I will do it. I will create. There is also a NuGet package that you want to use. You can use if you don't want to have the source code.
Yeah, so this is your code that's on GitHub right now.
Yes, this is the code for the scatter view, actually. Okay. So, if you want to just use it, what you have to do is just There is a sample also in the, there is the core code, and then there is a sample application. In the sample application there is a main page with an example, a control. For each control we have in the MPC extension. So we have the scatter view, a speechable text box, a link to text canvas that I will show you later. Scatter view. So as we said, just define an instance of the scatter view and add any items you want. Your view. We will see a complex example how to bind it with a template selector later. Bind anything, your view basically, in there, and you will have your actual view from your application that you already developed. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's it.
That's all cool. So you just the elements, they're just
Yes.
free floating. You can do whatever you want. There's a
You
button.
can throw it. There is a button. This is just, as I told you, just a simple sample to show how to do it. Speechable text box, it's something that I thought it was missing on the UVP API. We had it on the phone, but not on the UVP API. So it's just, it allows you to speech on an input field, on a text box. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do a lot of of
Right.
the work. Usually it's
got it. And this is another
complicated.
control. This is another control that you can use. And what does it do? It doesn't do that much. It does just, it improves a bit the user experience. And this is something else that it makes the user experience even more personal. This is a link to text canvas. What it allows you to do, it allows you to make direct ink, right? So I saw a presentation of yours at NDA presentation on the
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah.
long time ago, and I come to you and say, okay, I will steal it. I will create a control.
I'm glad you did. It's a very useful feature.
So what you can do here is just ink above the text box, and you're directing, so you are inking directly. So now I write very, very, very bad, but he recognized it. So it allows you to make direct ink. So it's something very natural, right? Now I can show you how we are using the scatter view on Collaboard on our application. So,
And this is your source code.
yes, this is actually all the work we are doing on the
Collaboard.
on Collaboard. Yeah,
It's really
this is-
cool.
yeah.
That's a huge project.
Yes, this is. We have a lot of stuff over there. Then, if you want, I can show you some early prototype that we are working on for the artificial intelligence and complex shape recognition.
Yes, that would be amazing.
So this is running now on a server, and machine learning is not really trained. So, but we will get some result. So what we can do is something like this. Let's start this application. I can make a drawing, something like this.
Envelope.
And yes, an envelope. Sorry, I did it with the mouse. And then say analyze. Create an instance of the ink recognizer, and
This is your custom object that you created.
Yes,
right?
yes. It's something that as soon as I will have a working prototype, I will share. And then it will get used for some result. Now, as I told you, it's not trained, but
It could be addressed.
yes.
Just looking from a different angle.
Yeah. Taj Mahal, maybe not, but yeah. The machine training again is not trained, but the goal is to have really complex shape recognition in your application, and this is really how to use artificial intelligence to make your application more personal. For me, the future is like to use this new technology, this new component, to make the user experience even more personal. How? By using artificial intelligence, but take care, running locally, so that you don't have the network delay, or in case you are not connected to the internet, you can even use it to running locally. For example, we can recognize not only base shapes like we have right now on the UVP API, but also complex shapes. As a bicycle or something else, a grid, or something like this, you see.
Or learn new shapes, that you haven't really taught before, but you start using them. Yeah, you can just learn them on the go.
Not only, but also using the artificial intelligence to understand what the user is doing with your app and giving him suggestion how to better use it, how to get better business for doing stuff faster, for example, or anything that you
do more for the user and predict what they want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're going to share all this stuff with everybody. So if anybody has any questions, they can ping us. They can ping you on Twitter, I assume, or wherever you are. If you have any bugs or if you want to contribute to the project that you're working on, they can do that as well.
Absolutely.
And I think the only thing left right now is to improve this and use it in the apps.
Yes.
Just keep going with it.
Okay.
Anyway, well, thank you so much. And
you're welcome.
That's it. Oh, now you show up. Wow. Oh, yeah, now as we ended.
Perfect
That's
timing.
fancy. Okay, we're done. Cut.